I do too. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Workplace Comedy, the podcast where we hash out what happens on the daily grind. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Sam Everett Baker, and I'm here with
Michelle O.
hello, folks. Welcome back. We originally said we were only going to take 2 weeks off,
That's true.
and we had that. That was the intention.
It was. It wasn't a lie going in.
My computer broke.
Rest in peace.
The screen. Well, she's back. She works
Oh,
now. The
she
screen
has
was.
risen.
She has risen. So the screen was cracked, and but like it was like an internal crack. It wasn't like a major.
Scary.
And I had just kind of decided, like, I have a monitor here, and I was
Mhm.
just like, we're just gonna HDMI her for the rest of her life. Just kind of surrendered myself to I am the owner of a desktop computer.
Mhm.
And then one day I was at work and I was talking to because I got a promotion. We got a promotion.
Get it.
And I was training the person who was taking over my job, and we were
Mhm.
talking, and I was telling about my computer, and I was looking, and Apple, the phone, they have the Apple Store app. So they have the
Uh-huh.
App Store where you buy apps, but then they have the
Right.
Apple Store app where you can buy Apple products, right?
Right.
And I was looking there, and because I was like, maybe I want a new phone, which I'm not gonna buy. I'm not gonna buy
Right.
because it's the same phone.
It literally is the same phone.
My Mac was there, and it was like Apple Care until December 18th.
And you were right under the wire.
Appointment made.
Seriously.
Took it in, and I was like, hi, like, and I had made the appointment like 5 days in advance, and I
Uh-huh.
had put in the notes that the screen doesn't work, and that it would very likely need a new screen, so that when I get there, they can have what they need to do to pop a new screen on this puppy. I don't know how they do that.
Whatever they do, the magic.
And I get there, and they were like, okay, we have to send it out. And I was like, where?
Where are you taking my child?
And for how long? And they were like, it'll be 3 to 5 business days. No, they
Mhm.
didn't say business, 3 to 5 days. And I was like, well, I like need my computer,
Mhm.
you know?
Like, period.
Like, work happens with this,
Mhm.
arguably solely in some capacities. And the person there, they're like, well, we have to like send it out, and it could be back within 3 days. Like, you can give it to us, we'll send it out. It could be back the next,
Mhm.
depending on what it needs. And I was like, well, can't you just like, she was like, because they have to like order I was like, you don't do it here. And she was like, we would have to like order the part,
Mhm.
and you would still have to leave it here, well, until the part got here.
Right.
And I was like, but I live not far from here. So if you could order the part, which you could have done 5 days ago,
Let's keep it real.
now, then when it comes in 5 days, I could just bring it here. You can take it for 2. You can take it for all day. But I need it back by like 6, whatever time I don't know what time we close. And she was like, no,
It doesn't work like that, sweetie.
we don't do that.
Mm-mm.
So they took my computer for, it was 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
And now it has a new screen.
I mean, she's back. That's all that matters.
She's here, kids.
Hi.
So that is here. What have you been up to, Michelle? How was your holiday? How was your holiday?
My holiday. It was cool. It was chill. We do catering now because we've evolved past the sweatshop cooking. My family, I grew up in a huge family. There's 7 kids in my family. So like cooking for yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah. So cooking for holidays was just like it was fucking intense because when you say leftovers for like a family of 9, we're
Mhm.
talking some serious food. So yeah, like in our minds now, the idea of like, okay, even though we're not cooking for as many people anymore, it's still like this undertaking because you want it to be like right. So like starting last year, my sister's like, why don't we get somebody to do the cooking for us? I'm like, okay. So we started doing that, and we'll still do like a couple of dishes just because you can't just give everything up. So we'll do like a couple. Like my sister loves to do the stuffing. We did like a cake from scratch together. She did just like the things that you just need to go off a certain way, like cranberry
Mhm.
sauce. Like you could just y'all can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, that was
a turkey is a turkey is a turkey is a turkey. Like what can you really do? I'm
and
sure there.
I don't wanna inject it with the fat
I'm
myself.
not
I don't
doing
wanna
all
do
that.
it.
I don't want
I don't
to
have a
carry.
syringe for that.
I'm not carrying around the salmonella bird. It's just too much like
Thawing it
worry.
out 5 days in
We're not doing that,
advance.
and it's just
No,
chilling in your sink like a crazy. No,
it's not my
no,
business.
no. So we did like a cute little catering moment, and it was really fun, and it was really nice, and we could actually like sit and like watch movies, and we watched the parade, which I enjoy.
The
Um,
Paraday.
the Mossie's parade, which is always so cute. I didn't watch it when I was little because I didn't really get parades as a child. Like it's just a bunch of grown-ups like floating by. I don't want to see this. But yeah, it's actually really, really fun. So we did that, watched movies, chilled, and yeah, it was really lovely.
Nice.
I was very happy. How was your holiday? Or
I
Thanksgiving
I was working at the
at
job
the
that
job?
fortunately, the job that I don't need this computer for. Fortunately, I do have one of those that doesn't rely on
Mm-hmm.
um, I was there
Right.
overnight, of course. So the
Mm-hmm.
day of Thanksgiving, I slept,
Like a
and
crazy
then
person.
so I went home like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving because that was the time that I had off, and we did Thanksgiving 2 weeks early with my family.
That's so nice.
We just like do the comfy foods
Mm-hmm.
and all in our pajamas. There's 4 of us.
Mhm.
Yeah, now there's
I
4 of us.
love that.
I also, had a much larger family, and then I mean, cousins are fighting with cousins, are fighting with other cousins, are fighting with those siblings over there, and this one, and my grandma and my uncle have passed in recent years, so
I'm
it's just
sorry.
my immediate family. It's 4 of us, and we
Mhm.
just hang out in our pajamas.
That's lovely.
My aunt does all the cooking. She refuses to let anyone do anything, but now we do because we don't like do a whole turkey because
Because it's unnecessary.
it's 4 of us. So she did, turkey pieces,
Mhm.
and I usually get a leg, but I was like, "I don't need that." So
Right.
I opted for wings. Michelle, have you ever had a turkey wing?
I think once
A
I was
delight.
a child. Yeah.
A delight. A
I've heard
delight.
such things.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Succulent.
Yeah, because then it's all that skin too. It's not like the breast where you get like that little strip of skin on top, and then
I
it's just
didn't
like,
I
yeah.
didn't say it was nutritious. I said it was delicious.
I'm sure it was.
And now want turkey wings all the time. I love a turkey wing. Honey, shall we look at this? This is a Thanksgiving themed announcement.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Announcement.
I'm gonna do it. This was a job posting, we'll call it.
And
That
it's
was
real.
real. That was around Thanksgiving time.
Very much real.
And the headline is free headshots for gay males Thanksgiving Day dinner party photo.
Mm-hmm. Intrigued.
For gay males is, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm over here like the roles, there are no roles.
Mm-hmm.
But here there's one here. 1 to 2 hour professional photo shoot doing a gay Thanksgiving dinner party photo shoot.
Right.
Um I'm not gonna speculate what a gay Thanksgiving dinner party would be.
I would never. I'm just gonna sit here.
I will need 4 to 8 gay attractive males to provide personality for a 1 to 2 hour photo shoot.
I like
to
4
provide
to 8. Like, that's a huge
4 to 8. Let's see. Food will be provided as well as drinks must be 21 and over. Provide headshots and body. So
Of
you
course.
gotta, that's the application. Um, let's see. The director has a degree from a university, which is pay to play, and will be in charge of this shoot, honey.
Mhm.
We will also need 1 to 2 highly attractive gay males with six-pack abs to wear a tuxedo jockstrap.
Mhm.
Uniform will be provided. Please submit size and face and body shots, including a picture of yourself in a jock. I love that the term uniform will be provided. And for this
That's on
tuxedo
that.
six-pack man, it's going to be taking photos of passing out drinks and serving food.
Mhm.
All ethnicities are welcome to apply. Please have camera ready personalities because that's what the camera sees.
Exactly, especially still photos.
No pay, but free food and drinks and copies of the photos for your professional use. The shoot will begin at 4 p.m. We will all meet at 3 p.m. to go over everything and get ready. Ideal for people who need to add to their portfolio. Exposure and free headshots.
Yeah, and whatever is not covered by your jock strap, that's the exposure.
Exposure.
Mhm.
Exposure for the
Mhm.
exposure.
Absolutely.
I
Sus.
mean, a little not great.
A little
There's
not.
there's this um like a dive bar,
Okay.
and they had posted on their Instagram that they had their holiday feast party.
Mhm.
And I was just like, I don't know that I'm gonna eat stuffing and mashed potatoes there.
Right. Yeah.
Communal,
Mm-mm.
you know.
No.
Now I have patronized this establishment. I've been there on taco night. Taco night was that was fine. But there was also like someone who was like, they had their grill. They were making the tacos. They would plate the tacos for you. It would just be like three, and they would plate you three, and they would,
Go
the
on.
person making them with their serve safe
Yes.
certification would hand
Yes.
you the food,
Yes.
and there you go. But
Mhm.
chafing dishes and foil
No.
made at
No.
someone's house, and then
Uh-uh.
and we're using Dixie spoons to serve. It
Girl,
was,
no.
you know,
Mm-mm.
I was
We're
just
not
like,
doing that. We didn't live this long to die like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's hard to stay. It's hard to stay alive nowadays.
it is. They make you work for this shit now. I remember this one thing that just sticks out to me. This guy was like bragging about it was like a catering guy, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I've been doing this so long. I started on what was it, Night Rider or some shit." Like he was
The
like,
the original or the remake?
"No, honey, the original." He's like, "Yeah, I've been doing this forever, and it's I love this job." Like he's like just like bragging about it. This man is making me an omelet, right?
Okay. I don't
Mhm.
know that I'm trying to have I don't like eggs, so
But this man is making an omelet. That's how I would start my day every when I was doing that stuff because it made me feel good. Anyway, so he's making an omelet. You what you want. He throws it in there, and I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm listening to him talk shit about how long he's been doing this. I'm like, come on, man, it's like 7. I'm hungry. I don't want to do this
they're
with
gonna
you.
call me at any point in time, and
And
I
I
need to eat
listen,
this
and I'm gonna be a whole different person if I don't get this in my body.
because I'm not
So
gonna have time for another 4 hours. So give me my eggs.
I'm waiting for him to do his thing. And then he's like half paying attention to what he's doing, half talking to someone else. And this guy takes a paper towel, blows his nose, balls it up, throws it away. And I'm like, okay, if he just takes it out, right, with the little spatula, I'm like, I can work with this. Don't touch it. Just put it on the plate and let me get the hell out of here. This man is like, oh, you said you wanted chives, right? Grabs the chives with his hand, throws them all over the goddamn. I'm just like, this should not be this hard, Mr. Knight Rider. You've been doing this shit since the 80s, and this is what I get.
So what did you take the food?
I took it right around the corner, threw it away, and I was like,
There we
okay, now I
go.
gotta start over and do something else because I'm not this. I don't want whatever this man had. Like, are you
Let me go get
serious?
a chewy bar.
Yep, that's it. What? Some fruit? Like I'm a good
Hard.
health. No, I was. So yeah, it's hard out here. They will try to get you caught up at every turn, and you really have to. You gotta stay mindful. You gotta stay vigilant
Vigilant.
because they will try to get you. So Sam, did you know? According to reports, Gen Z is over the girl boss era. Snail girl era is now here. I have been a snail girl for quite some time, and I'm glad the world is catching up with me.
Mm-hmm.
So Gen Z, they're abandoning the girl boss lifestyle to enter the new snail girl era, which is taking off on TikTok. Snail girl refers to women who prioritize self-care and happiness above overworking. One expert says it's another example of workers pushing back on hustle culture and toxic workplaces. I am very much here for this, and yeah, I'm good. Like I'm all about like getting it. Let's get it. Let's go get it. Let's make it happen. Let's do all
Yeah.
that. But there's a point where either I got it or I didn't get it. And either I need to sit down and figure out how I'm going to try again to get it. But I can't just keep saying I'm going to get it when I ain't got it.
Well, and like rise and grind.
I did good to rise. You
And
know?
just like that's the best we could come up with.
Mm-mm. Not
Rise
me.
and grind.
What kind of grinding? What are we talking about?
I want
Grind
to
my
like
ass coffee. I can get up and we can dance. I could do that. I could rise and do that. That's actually kind of fun. That'll wake me up.
rise and meditate, rise and focus, rise and
Rise and deal with the
go
fact,
in.
yeah, rise and contemplate existence. Rise and deal with the fact that you are still on this earthly coil, honey. And what does that mean today?
Be grateful
Sometimes,
that I did drunkenly take the Dixie spoon, right?
there you go. Right. Not
Sometimes
not the one on the left. The one on the left would have been a whole different story. You took the one on the right, and now
I
you
didn't
woke
take the
up.
sneezy one.
Nope. Nope.
I like it. I think we covered something not like this, but was it the quiet firing,
Yeah.
the quiet quitting,
Yeah, for sure.
which is literally just acting your wage.
Which is just giving you what you are paying me to give you, honey, and that's it.
Like
I am not
again,
running this company.
if I get what I pay for,
Mm,
then you get yours, company.
oh, there you go.
I like it. I watch The View every single day, right?
Yes.
And there was something, I don't remember what it was, but it's been like a meme that's been going around, and it's Whoopi Goldberg who was like, "You can go get a damn job." Have you seen this?
Mm-mm.
Someone, probably something along the lines of this, and then she was like, "You can go get a job," and that is one of those things. Like if you remember, what's her name?
Was it one of the people from The View?
No, reality television star.
Hmm. What kind of reality show? Was it like one of those like
They're like the reality show.
the reality show? Mm.
Anyway, she was like, people don't want to work anymore. And it's
Oh,
like,
that was
well,
yeah. Okay.
and it's
Yeah.
like, you don't. Not
This
that
is like a
standing
big.
around posing isn't hard.
Not listen.
It can't be. It can be. I've had to do it. It can be grueling to like smile or, smize, on hour
Mhm.
7. Like, I get it.
I got
And
you.
I don't know that you work that hard.
Like, girl, stop.
But,
Mm.
I do see the like connotation, and I reference Whoopi Goldberg because like a lot of boomers, right? It's like if you want the shmoney,
Mhm.
you do need to work hard.
Right.
And I get it, and I'm not saying we don't, and I'm not saying we shouldn't. I personally, you know, am learning more about lifestyles and lifestyle choices, and mine mine aspires to be very expensive.
Right.
So I'm gonna have to work to like have that, right?
Right. For sure.
Um, I don't now I need to not rise and grind to get there
Mm-hmm.
because I want to enjoy it once I do.
Right.
That's that on that. I want to
Yeah.
enjoy it when I do.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that my mental
Yeah.
space can be hygienic
Yeah.
so that when
Look.
I like what's this? Oh, I was like, oh my god. Um, we want to make sure that the joints work. I can't have
Yes.
gout. I can't have gout in my rich
No.
top lifestyle.
You can enjoy her.
Which nothing will work if I just rise and grind, don't stop.
Yeah. It's unsustainable.
Can't
You can
stop, won't stop, can stop, will stop for 8 to
absolutely
12
will.
hours a day.
Yes. Absolutely. I will take it all the way down.
Mhm.
And we will stop this for a while. Yeah, I think it's like you can do that in spurts. You know what I mean? Like if you have like a very specific like goal and it's like, honey, listen, has to be done 3 months or it's not gonna happen. I can give you that 3 months. I can do
Oh,
that. I can give you that consistent like go 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 go
and
if I know where I'm going
enthusiastically.
completely. You know what I mean? Like I can set a goal and then, just run and get there, but just this like unending until when? When do I get to stop? That's a big part of it. Like if I know like, okay, well, if I do X, Y, and Z and then by, March, honey, we're gonna be good.
Hmm.
I can give you that till March because I know where I'm going. Like this, like, just keep running, Michelle. No,
Hmm.
no, just keep like, no, we're not. That's crazy.
I remember it was right before the pandemic. I remember I was working for a tech company in an office space, and I remember like getting there. I had like, so I was working at the tech company. I was also freelancing in, teching like theater shows and film festivals
Mm-hmm.
while producing. At the time, it was my own web series, but producing web product or web projects for other friends too.
Right.
I mean, like I had a whole freelance, which was more than full time, and then I had my regular full time job. And I just remember like the pressure on my brain. It was like
Mm-hmm.
a constant headache.
Right.
Um, I just remember that, and then I remember at some point being like, "Is there ever a time when it stops?" And now, bear in mind, I put myself in the hospital.
Mm.
My liver literally started failing because
Oh my
I was not
gosh.
taking care of myself
Right.
because it was literally nonstop. And it was like I would grab the 6 hours of sleep that I could get, the 3 hours of sleep that I could get, and then I would go up and I would go do a full day at work, and then I would go do a full day at the theater, and then I would email and text in between with all my other freelance things. And then late at night, midnight, then you get to do all of the other things that you have to do and then prepare to get the next day going. It's a no for me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a thing.
Yeah, no.
So I'm glad we're moving on as a collective. We're like, no, thank you.
I'm wondering how, because I don't know that the companies will get there.
No, I feel like the ones that get it have already gotten it. You know what I mean? Like, there's
Hmm.
places like where I work now, they get it. So
We
great.
love, we love.
We live, we laugh, we love. Like I think the ones who will get it have already gotten it, and the ones that are just like on that same rah rah, you have to be here 5 days a week in office or else, and people quitting in droves because like, I ain't going in that office. You know,
Hmm.
I think those are going to be the ones that'll just either just hold out to the point that they're extinct
Yeah.
because I don't think people are just going to keep doing it. And I think they just really have to come to that realization that you don't have the hold on us that you used to have.
Hmm.
It's not going to give anymore. We're not going to just keep running on this treadmill.
Well, then I think like because the company that I work for, it like definitely does invest in the wellness of its employees.
Right.
There are programs in place that are free for you to take part in.
Mhm.
There are programs that are, not free but discounted specifically for people for people who work there. And like you get, you do get time off. Like you get a set amount of hours that you can allocate to do whatever
Mhm.
you need. We are customer service. That is it. So we never close. The business never closes where I work,
Mhm.
right? Um, and it is kind of like I do see like an interesting line to toe, and like a lot of the managers who there are some of them that are definitely very rise and grind, and
Mhm.
like you know also still have whole families that they seem to be able to dedicate the time to. I don't know, I don't know them that well, but um I know that their family is a priority enough that I know that they have one. And
Right.
I've probably met some of them because sometimes they'll come and like they'll bring their family. We have there's like an art installation every season where I work,
Oh,
so they'll
cool.
bring them to like come and see it, the new one. Um, so there's like a presence there for sure, and that is definitely something where I'm just like, how do you balance that? Maybe I'll ask them. Because they're very like rise and grindy, and it is kind of like once you hit that echelon in a company like this,
Yeah.
you do kind of always gotta
Mhm.
you always gotta be
Yeah, for sure.
online. I don't know that I could do that. And that's one of those things where I'm just like, when I was younger, I was like, yes. And now I'm just like, oh no, probably not. That just seems like so much. It seems so unnecessarily hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it's passion. Maybe they just really like working
I
there.
think that I think that's probably a lot of it. I think
Hmm.
passion will take you pretty far because I've been able to do things when I'm working in like a capacity, like a creative capacity. I'm like, let's just keep going. You know what I mean? Like I'm on a roll here. Like, yeah, we've been here forever, but let's keep going. Or you really, and I couldn't do that for anything else. I couldn't give that kind of energy or that time to any other type of work. So I think passion is a big component.
Yeah. Yeah. Rise and grind, kids.
Or don't.
Or
You're
tuck and snail. What is it?
tuck and
Tuck
roll.
in your shell. Tuck in your shell. Snail into your little shell. Burrow.
There you go. There you go.
Honey, speaking of nothing, we haven't really touched on this,
Apropos
but
of nothing.
apropos of nothing, this is a story that I heard on another podcast actually.
Hmm.
Um, and then I was like, oh, that's necessary to talk about. So Bumble, if we're familiar with Bumble.
I am familiar.
Have you been on the Bumb?
I have been on the bum.
You haven't are you currently on the Bumb?
I am.
I re-downloaded it because
Uh-huh.
I was like, 2024, like
You
we
know.
want a little bae, we want a little summer bae. And
Do
so I downloaded the app, but I just like haven't set it up, and it's been sitting on my phone screen for probably a month
it.
now. I
Do
just don't
it.
I don't want to go digging for the pictures, and I don't want to go do the questionnaires, and I don't want to do my about me. I thought about um choosing like 5 friends and being like, can you
Hmm.
just fill this out on my behalf? Because like you really like me.
Right. You know who I am.
What would you say about me? And then I'll edit,
Yeah.
but who has time? Anyway, Bumble, which is a very kind of it's a very like female focused
Yeah.
platform, right? And
For
that like
sure.
for cis hets for the cis hets,
Hmm.
um, the women the women are the one where if they swipe right on you, if you're a man and you swipe right, they have to swipe right on you for that to. No, I guess that's just how they all work. What it is the women get to write first, right? Men
Yeah.
can't
Like
reach out to
the
the.
women make the first move, sort of thing.
Clearly, I'm on the gay one, which is literally just yellow Tinder. Um,
Honey
so
Tinder.
honey Tinder. So they're based in Texas. Bumble's based in Texas. I think it's Austin. And Texas has passed numerous abortion
Yeah.
bills and bans and restrictions is what it is, because the uh, abortion is now punishable by life in prison
Ugh,
after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade.
crazy.
Bumble, women-centered dating app.
Mhm.
It's based in Austin, and about 1/3 of their 150 Texas employees have left the state entirely, opting for remote work. Um, the woman-led company went public during the pandemic, and the company executive remains eager to keep the company growing, with plans to invest heavily in the company's Austin hub and attract employees. Um, but the plans to attract employees here are on hold, because it's just hard to keep talented employees in Austin in a post-Roe world, where doctors might not perform even medically necessary abortions for fear of reprisal. It's also hard to attract them to Texas in the first place. Company executives say that policies promoted by politicians under the guise of being pro-family, in quotations, are making it harder for families to form.
That's crazy.
Because it's like, if your company is run by women and the women don't feel comfortable
Yeah.
to live in that state, then that's hard. But then also, like, it's a dating app.
Mhm.
And like one of the things that could happen on a date.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's cool though. Like they're just like, I think it'd be cool if they just went somewhere else. Just go, girls. Just let's just move our headquarters because this is trash.
Well, and
It
like shout
doesn't.
out to Bumble for like allowing them to
Absolutely.
opt to work remotely, because we've
Uh huh.
seen so many companies that are like, no, no more.
Yeah, and
We know
especially
it's better and more efficient. How dare us? How dare you?
right. And I think especially in that kind of climate because it's like who the hell wants to stay there? Who like it's a scary thing at that point, and it's like you're trying to sort of push this I mean the idea of like women making the first move, it's like part of that is like a safety thing because it's like on other dating platforms, it can be like overwhelming the amount of like and not like in a flossy kind of way. It's overwhelming, but like no, but because it's like the amount of like
Can't relate,
creepy.
Michelle. No, I'm just kidding.
So it's like the amount of like creepy coming out of the woodwork type of guys that you'll get with just it won't even be like legitimate like hi how are you or it won't be anything like legitimate. It's just to be gross. It's just to be predatory and it's super obvious and you'll get dick pics, all kinds of just unsolicited ass shit. So the idea, well, we're gonna make this platform where you choose who you talk to. And if you don't interact with them, they can't interact with you. So it's like this thing where it's like building a community of like safeness around, dating and the romantic interactions and all that kind of stuff. And then you're based in a place where it's literally unsafe to be you, like because you could have a pregnancy that you even want and then
Mhm.
shit doesn't work out because you can't control what happens. It's not on you. So it's like then
There's
you're just like, well, die.
Well, and
That's
this article comes out because Bumble is joining a lawsuit that challenges these Texas abortion
well,
laws.
good for them.
Yes, so they are. So now it is one of those things where it's like, why weren't we there sooner?
Mm-hmm.
Like why weren't we there before the law was passed?
Right.
um, but hey, the companies. I mean, like the dollar. We live in a capitalist nation. The dollar is the thing, and the companies are the ones with the rights. So until the companies are the ones that are going to say these rights don't work for the people,
Mm-hmm.
maybe this will work. Bumble, or as I know it, Yellow Tinder.
Yellow Tinder.
Tell me a story.
You want a story?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let me see what I can find. So this was sent in to us by a listener, and if you'd like to share your story, you can go ahead and DM Samurai. He is Sam Everett Baker on the TikTok, and I am the
Not
Michelle.
TikTok, on Insta.
You're on Insta. My bad. My
I do have a TikTok, but I don't know how to check the messages there. So you could DM me, but I don't know that I'll ever find it.
bad. Might be lost forever.
I
Um,
opened the app and we scroll for 3 hours at a time, but I can't communicate on it.
I don't know how to get in there anymore.
Yeah, but you
Okay.
can DM me on the Insta.
And you could also hit me up on Instagram. I'm also the Michelle O on Instagram. Or if you would like to send a story anonymously, you could go ahead and email us at workplacecomedy@gmail.com and we can make it happen that way. So we have a story here.
All this whole podcast is a work of fiction. Any similarities to any person, company, event, organization, group,
Mhm.
strictly and purely coincidental. Jake, not coincidental, as I have been saying. Coincidental. It's
Jake
all
came
fake.
for you.
We made up this whole podcast.
Yep. We're little liars.
The
Okay,
pretty
so
ones.
pretty little liars. Ting. So the story says I'm originally from San Jose and moved to LA for a change of pace. Once I got here, I started doing extra work to make some quick money. So extra work like on movies and television shows and all of that.
I know
One
her
of
well.
the Hi friend. One of my first jobs was for a big network, and I was super nervous and excited. Without saying who worked on the show, I will say the actor in question was a 90s slash early 2000s hottie. Everything I learned about him was so disappointing. I got on set and was immediately starstruck by him. Like I grew up watching him, so it was hard not to be. I wasn't trying to stare, but I couldn't help myself. When I caught myself, we accidentally made eye contact. I was embarrassed and gave a little smile. The actor saw nothing funny. He held hard eye contact, scary eye contact. The rest of the day, I would catch them staring at me like they were kind of angry, kind of confused. The day ended, and I was relieved for the awkwardness to be over. Found out later that the actor was a notorious cheater, so he was married and was frequently hooked up with extras and not taking them home, but like on set. He slipped off for a quickie during work hours. For the studio to keep them on the show, the rule was they couldn't have contact with extras, and the extras weren't supposed to look them in the eye. So basically, he needed an ankle monitor to keep his job. So I was definitely in violation of this unspoken rule, and the actor was deciding whether or not to have me kicked out. Um, Long story short, I became a regular on the show, but I never had scenes with that actor again. Yeah. So that's intense. So like meet someone that you've like looked up to as like a kid or just like a young
Mhm.
person and just be like, oh my God, it's this person. And it's like you have all these ideas and stuff, and the person just to kind of just like laser focus there, like, bitch, what are you looking at? What's your problem?
What are we doing here? What are you
What
doing here, sir?
what do you want, madam? So it's so disappointing when that happens. You have these like these interactions that are just like not even just like neutral. You ever meet somebody and they're like, oh my God, you're in your mind like, I love this person so much, and it's just kind of like a blah kind of interaction, and you're just like, okay. I think it's a sad moment, and then like to find out afterwards, like, wait, it wasn't just like a what do you call them? Just like those things that you just don't do. Like I was, I do it all the time where I'm just like thinking, or I'll look at somebody and like I realize I'm staring. I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? You give that like cute, like
Oh yeah.
sorry, that little look, like sorry.
People
Just
are
like
out here,
fuck them.
saying things are changing and things they're good
You
at
know,
making it look like things are changing.
they really are, and it's like until we do some really deep internal work, it's gonna take a lot, but yeah, I mean, thankfully this story is like mild in that way, like where it's like, okay, nothing happened to this person and they're fine, and it was just kind of
Mhm.
like, okay, I never had to deal with that shit anymore. But it's like I can't imagine if this person was like into it. You know what I mean? And this person, like this the person who wrote in is just kind of like just chilling, doesn't realize what's happening, and they get caught up in some nonsense because they were basically in violation of this rule where
Mhm.
you can't look at this person. It's like, what does looking at them mean? What happens then? Like,
Well, and it's also just like how if you're on a set, you have to the one rule about being on camera is in that capacity is that you can't look at the camera.
Right.
You have to look at your scene partner.
Yeah. Can you imagine? It's like, don't look over there.
Granted, sometimes your scene partner is a pull with a piece of tape,
And that's fine too, you know?
but you still have to like. But sometimes it's the scene partner.
It is. Or even like I've had situations where it's like they want you to interact with like the principal actors and all kind like that shit. It could be really fucking awkward if it's like look at them but don't look at them, talk to them but don't talk to them, be here
Like,
but don't be here. It's like,
no, why don't we just get everyone to be a damn professional person?
mhm. And that's fine. That's
Maintain peak professionalism. Let's get through some sexual harassment trainings. Let's get through some regular harassment trainings.
yeah.
Let's get into our do's and don't behavior trainings.
Hmm. Be a decent human training.
And then when those issues are violated, then let's
Work on
they've been
that.
trained, so if they're gonna break the training, then you
Yeah.
could go. You can go, you could be fired.
Yeah. Like I can't imagine having like a job, just like a regular job where they're like, okay, nobody give Michelle any sweets. Don't bring them here because she can't control herself. So if you bring them here, you're fired.
One
It's like,
time I was working at a theater, as I used to do. And we had a major rock star from the 90s
mm,
who is a vegan.
mm-hmm.
And this person is such a vegan
Oh my God.
that on their writer, there is no meat
Mm-hmm.
or animal byproducts allowed in the building
In the building.
while that rock star is there.
Wow.
And this person has the rudest fans. I was called names this night at this concert
What?
that, yes, that like took me back to high school, right?
Damn. Oh shit.
So that's how I feel about vegan rock stars. Anyway, all that to say, yeah, if you're famous enough and carry enough of the weight, you can restrict things. You can be like, no, everyone else is going to be the problem, not me.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's crazy. In the building is like ridiculous. Like you don't
yeah, it
have to
wasn't
ask
long
me.
enough. I
I'm
fully
not gonna
went
tell you what to eat.
I fully went to the Shake Shack next door and I got a hamburger and I was like, I'm
I
gonna
know
eat this
that's right.
inside. And I did.
Good for you.
I did it.
Like you can't run all of this. Like relax. Like
Mhm.
it doesn't have to be in your room, your little green room.
Mhm.
We
You
won't
don't
put it
even know
in
that
there.
I exist. Your fan who called me that name does, but
Mm,
anyway,
like, let me live my life. You don't know what my dietary needs are. I need, a burger.
I need protein. That's what I
That's what the
know.
doctor told me. So
Mhm.
back up. You're not smarter than him. Fall back. You don't know me.
So
But I do love that this person was able to stay on the show and then never see them again at the
and just
same
not
time.
have to yeah,
I don't
that's
have,
good.
I'm good. I don't have to deal with that anymore.
It sounds like a happy ending in that regard.
It does. Got
Honey.
around a creeper. Got your bag.
Mhm.
You were rising and grinding. And
You
you
rose,
got
you ground.
it.
You rose, you ground.
That's it. You did the things.
Honey, any advice?
Let's see. We've talked about a lot today.
We've
Um,
covered kind of a heavier one, not a lot of
you know,
coffee.
you know, it'd
That's
be like
sweet.
that sometime.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my advice is if safe serve practices are not upheld, don't eat the food.
Don't eat the food.
Don't eat the food. Don't be afraid to throw your omelet away first thing in the morning. Start the day with trashed food if that's what it
Mhm.
takes to keep you alive.
Bully sneezed in the glove.
He
In the
sneezed
tissue? In a tissue?
in the tissue,
Still.
but and then put the whole
No.
damn hand
What we're
in
not
the chive.
doing. No.
Bam, like Emerald Lagasse all over
Mm, mm, mm,
the
mm, mm, mm,
omelet. And I was like,
mm.
here you go, sis. It's like if I could have thrown it at him, I would have.
What's in your omelet?
Oh
What
my
was in your
god.
omelet that day?
My omelet was like it had some green and red peppers. I do a little I think I sometimes I'll do like turkey and I'll do some avocado. Girl, those avocado,
I used to love
tomato.
avocado,
Stop it.
and now I don't. I love
Oh,
guacamole still.
but you
Praise,
don't.
think. But like just the regular avocado. And at work, one of the cooks will make food,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes he'll put a little avocado in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have the heart because I'm like, oh, that's clearly a special thing.
Right.
Doesn't come standard for me. And you're giving me this like treat.
Right. You're
Um,
hooking me up.
Granted, you're doing it because like someone else who is like probably paying for it, like ordered avocado, and you have X amount of time to use the avocado, and so like I get,
Mhm.
but I don't have the heart to tell him that I don't like avocado, and I also don't want to like stop the like generosity.
Right.
I don't want to sound ungrateful,
Right.
but I don't like just avocado anymore, and I don't know what happened. I think I just had too much of it one day.
Yeah. I cannot have too. I can't get enough, and it's like I just want a
Uh,
tree. If I
Hit
can
my
get a
cap.
tree,
Hmm
I'd
I
be all
like a
right.
guac. I like a guac,
You
but I
like
can't.
with all the good stuff in it,
I need it
and
seasoned. I need it to be
mm-hmm,
salted. I need it to be garlicked and onioned, and I need it to be
mm-hmm.
limed
Whew. So good.
and mashed.
Love it.
Hmm
There's this thing that the like my sister wants to try, and I'm like, I think I'll try it too. Where you add it's like adding. So avocado is like kind of it's kind of plain, right?
Yes,
Is it?
I do. I just described what has to happen to it in order for me to eat it.
No, it'll take on any flavor profile you put with it. People eat
hmm
it as like a chocolate pudding, so they put like cocoa powder and like do all this stuff, and it creates like this creamy sort of the vibe. I want to try it.
Creating in the words of
I want to
Terry
try
K. In the words of Terry K from TikTok, I love this for you.
it.
I love this journey for you. Eat your meal.
I will report back.
Yeah, eat your meal.
Let you know how it goes. I want to try it.
I feel like you know what I have done?
What
One
have you
time I
done?
found this recipe for brownies.
Hmm.
It was a Martha Stewart
Okay.
recipe, and we put black beans in the brownies.
I've heard of such things. How was that?
Success.
See?
Success.
You gotta try it. You gotta get out there. You gotta see what it's like. And it added like mad fiber to that. See?
Fiber and protein.
There you go.
And if you do the avocado, that's the good fat.
There you go.
It's a good
And it
fat.
tastes like chocolate pudding, like you're winning. And
Does
then
it?
your girl is
You got
like
I want to
lactose
let
intolerant.
I want
So
you to tell me I want you to tell me how it goes.
I will. I will report back. If I can have pudding that's like
Chocolate guac?
it'll be like lactose free chocolate pudding. That's what I'm here for right now.
Have you had like the dessert hummus?
No.
I
See,
haven't
and that
either.
sounds crazy to me. Like, and it's probably the same situation because the chickpeas don't taste like anything.
People say it's good. Like it's like brownie batter hummus or something.
What?
It's supposed to taste like brownie batter, but it's hummus.
Do you just buy it or you have to make it? Is
I
there
believe you can buy it
is,
at a store.
is there
I listened to a podcast called Groceries,
hmm?
and they go to just grocery stores and they talk about like the carts, the aisles, the history of the company. I mean, like they talk about the prepared food section. They hit a deli. They hit a bakery. I mean, like I love grocery stores, and I love that these two people also love grocery stores, and that they just go to different grocery stores and tell me
Right.
all about them. And one of them, it's Brian Safi and Aaron Gibson. They're the two. I just love them.
Mm-hmm.
It's their podcast Attitudes, which is where I heard about the Bumble article as well, that we talked about today. Anyway, he went to Target, specifically in Eagle Rock, and he
They
found the
went to
dessert
Target.
hummus there. Hmm
I don't know why I thought you were gonna say something. I mean, at least like a Trader Joe's, because Trader Joe's will have some shit in
Well,
there.
no,
Like,
because they'll do Target, like because Target now sells food.
yeah, I love
So
that.
yeah, so he went there and he didn't do any of the in his review he even prefaces that he only did the food stuff. And if you go to
Right.
the Target in Eagle Rock,
Uh-huh.
it literally the bottom floor, because the top floor is like ground level,
Okay.
and then the bottom floor it's like, I mean, that parking garage at that Eagle Rock Target is a prank.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works, but eventually you get there. And the ground level is the top of the Target, and then the basement level um is the grocery, and it is like a full-on grocery store.
Oh, wow.
Isles upon isles.
That's so cool because usually, like the Target that I go to, it's like a section. It's not a
Yeah.
floor. Yeah,
Same.
so that's pretty
Mine
cool.
is a section too. Although
Yeah.
the one that I like to go to the one in Burbank, which is,
Mhm.
there are two Targets between me and the Burbank Target, but all of the products that I need there are locked up.
Mm.
But at the Burbank Empire Center, they're not.
They got your products in jail over there
I like they not at the Empire Center.
because they trust at that one.
So I like to go just to have the shopping experience, you know. I want to look,
Yeah.
I want to pick up, I want to read, I
Right.
want to put back, I want
You
to,
want to touch, and I
yeah.
can't just. That's like online shopping then. Like, why am I here to online shop?
Yeah, I didn't survive a pandemic to not get antibodies from picking up and putting back down.
Like, let me have my things. Let me have my experience.
I need what I need when I need it, and
And
that's
that's
one of
it.
them.
And I need to be able to check these ingredients. And I don't
I
want to wait. I don't want to wait. You gotta push a little button and somebody has to come over and open it for you so you
went
can have
to a
deodorant.
Walmart, Michelle, because one day I was like, Sam, we don't have money to keep doing this.
That's
We
me
just don't.
every day with myself.
I was just like, I'm not paid. I'm just not as paid as I tell myself I am in my head. It's just the
Right.
bank account is not that full.
Right.
So I was like, we're gonna go to Walmart
And we're gonna
because
whisper it.
we're gonna go to Walmart because
Yeah.
it's just cheaper there.
It's listen to me.
So I went, and I don't remember what I had to get, but it was in a case.
Mm-hmm.
And there was an employee who was stocking something right next to the case. And so I was like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, hi. Can I get one? I think it was like CeraVe. I was like, can I
Mm-hmm.
get one of these?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, yeah, push the button.
Oh, he said call a friend, honey.
So I was like, okay. So I pushed the button, and they're stocking, and I'm standing. And then so I was like, hey. So I pushed the button, and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're on their way. Don't worry, they're on their way. I was like, oh, okay. So then they finished stocking this and they walked away.
Oh. Okay, bye.
So I'm standing here, and then 5 minutes later, I've already hit the button and still no one's come. And then that same employee comes back
Shut
around.
up.
The
Shut
same employee
up.
comes back around. And they're like, oh, they haven't come yet. And I was like, they haven't come yet. And they're like, oh, I'm sure they're on their way.
No.
Michelle, I had like three other things in one of the hand baskets. I put
Uh-huh.
the hand basket on the floor and I walked out, and I haven't been back to Walmart since.
Oh my God.
I was just like, and that is why I now drive two Targets away. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if they're like that at Target, but I know that I don't want to shame my baby.
Right.
So
Right.
I go where I know that I can.
I like that. It's scary how much shit they have locked up too. It's like stuff that you wouldn't like these
It's a
are not
matter of time.
electronics. It's not
Hmm.
electronics. It's not a computer. It's not like I just want toothpaste. I want a comb. Like why it's $3. Like why do I have to get assistant? Like it's not alcohol. Like what are we doing?
What are we
What are you
doing here?
saving me from?
Meanwhile, the alcohol is not locked up.
Just chilling, sitting there looking like why why do you make me work this hard?
And I
And it's
know it's only a matter of time until I walk into that Burbank Empire Center Target, and I'm gonna see the cabinets.
no. I let's not like I don't want more cabinets.
I don't either.
I don't like talking to I don't want to what you want me to talk to more people while I'm here? Let me have another interaction? I have to like
Like,
tell the person what I want like I'm like a child?
also, no.
Am I doing it? It's too
And
much. I don't
mm-mm.
want to talk to anyone else. I'm
I'm
already in a store. God, what do you want
I'm
from me?
and I'm all for, like, I get it. Like, we need touch points for associates to guests, right? So that we can like make sure that needs are being met. But like
It's
this is not the
extra.
way.
Nah.
This is not the way to accomplish that
Mm-mm.
in something that's meaningful.
No, it's weird. And it's extra anxiety for no reason. Like, I don't want to have to talk to you to get everything I need.
It's just not here for me.
It's not that expensive either. Like, don't make this worse than it already is. Put a little, I don't know, whatever. I can't do it with y'all. I'm not doing it. I refuse. I'd
Same.
rather stay home and order online if this is what you're going to give me.
Yeah, I'm just like that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. What you want?
Vicious cycle.
Yes, absolutely.
Vicious cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Honey, we did another one.
We did it. Can you believe it?
Um, Folks, if you have a story or a news item or a job that you're hiring for, you can jot that right on over to workplacecomedy@gmail.com. Work spelled
Mm-hmm.
WERK place comedy. You can DM it to the podcast Instagram, which is at workplace comedy, WERK place comedy. Or directly to myself at Sam River Baker, or directly to at the Michelle O. We have to thank Miss Nicole.
Thank you, Nicole.
She keeps us running, our producer.
She's cute too.
And Miss Michelle, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sam.
Thank you for joining me at 7SM.
I almost did.
You did. I got a
Did I
text.
get that was the most terrifying morning of my life, but we made it. That was listen. We're here. We made it. Thank
Where
you.
you? Rise and grind.
I rose and I did something. I can't say I ground.
You
Did I
ground.
grinded?
You ground.
I ground?
You're ground. You're ground.
We're calling it. We're calling it a grind.
You're ground. Rose and ground.
A rose and ground.
Hi.
Hey.
I'll talk to you later.
Love ya.
Love
Bye,
you too.
y'all.